Hey fam, welcome back to another episode of Screen and Sip where we break down ionic scenes and storytelling moments one sip at a time. Today we're stepping into the gritty, silent, blaster, singling world of The Mandalorian. We're going back to season 1, episode 1, and woo, this premiere was everything: suspense, mystery, humor, and now ionic boundary hunter swagger. So let's break it all down. The bar fight on Pegadon. Our story begins on a frozen icy planet called Pegadon. The camera pans across the snowy wilderness and lands on a quiet icy village. Inside a rundown cantina, a blue-skinned creature called Metro is being roughed up by two sketchy trawlers, one a bearded human and the others a Quarren, a tentacle-faced alien. The Metro is begging for his life, offering credit and doing everything he can to escape. But the trawlers don't care. One of them wants to kill him just to harvest his musk. Yep, gross. But just when things are about to go from bad to worse, the door opens and in steps the Mandalorian, silent mask and wearing shiny Barskers armor that screams, "Don't mess with me." Bar tension rises. One of the trawlers talks trash in Huntis, saying the Mando spilled his drink. The bartender translated, hoping to calm the tension, but our guy, Djarin, doesn't say a word. He just walks to the counter like he owns the place. That's when the trawlers make their move. Bad idea. Mando knocks one to the ground, then uses a grappling cord to trip the Quarren. The Quarren fires at him, but the blaster bolt just bounces off Den's shoulder plate. No damage done. Then Dunn shoots the door panel and the door slams shut, cutting the Quarren in half. Brutal, clean, effective. Bounty reveals the Morhars thinks he's been saved until Den pulls out a Bonnie Puck, a hologram showing the Montral's face and bounty. It's a trap. The Montral starts begging again, saying it's all a misunderstanding, even tries to buy his way out. But Mando just says one of his coldest lines ever: "I can bring you in warm or I can bring you in cold." Chills. Back to the ship. Ice Planet Survivor. Then chains up the Martha they had heading back to the ship. Along the way they meet a strange alien, fairy man, who blows a flute to summon a land speeder, but when Den sees it's driven by a droid, he shuts it down quick. He doesn't do droids, so the Comboso calls in a beat-up old speeder pilot by a grumpy human driver. As they head across the icy plains, the Mothra talks about dangerous creatures under the ice, Ravendanks, that treats these spaceports like their own territory. They make it to Den's ship, the Razor Crest. The Mothar calls it junk and tries to convince Den to get a better one, but Den's not having it. Then the Arcors attacks, coming up from beneath the ice, destroying the speeder and almost grabbing the Mothra. Den saves him just in time, blasts the creature with his rifle, and finally gets them airborne. In space, no escape. While flying, the Mothra talks, keeps talking a lot. He asks about the Razor Crest, the bounty, even if Mandalorians really never takes off their helmets, then ignores him the whole time. Then the Mothra says he needs to use the back tube, basically the space toilet, then lets him go. But of course the Mothra tries to escape. He finds Den cargo hold full of carbonate frozen bounties. Yep, Han Solo style is chilling. Just as the Mothra realizes what's about to happen, then sneaks up and shoves him into the carbon freezing chamber. Boom, frozen solid. Then lands on the planet Neros and meet his contact Djarin, played by the always cool Carl Weathers. Grief pays Den with old Imperial credits, but Den doesn't want them. The Emperor's done, so Greed gives him calamari flan, but only half the pay. Den accepts and heads to offload the frozen bounties. The next job, something mysterious. Grin offers them more jobs, but they're low paying and messy. Then asks for something big. That's when Green mentions an off the book job, no chain code, high reward. Den's interested. He follows the trail to a hidden building guarded by stormtroopers. Yes, Imperial still lurking in the shadows. Inside, he meets the client, an older man played by Warren Hargos and Dr. Pernishing, a nervous scientist in glasses. The client gives Den a block of Basker as a down payment and says he wants Den to retrieve the access. A 50-year-old target, Dr. Pernishing, insisted they want the access alive, but the client says proof of the termination will still get a partial payment. All Den gets is a tracking fog and the last 4 digits of the chain code. Not much to go on. Return to the Mandalorian tribe. Den walks through the Nevaroi marketplace past a cooperative monkey lizard roasting on a split while another watches in horror from a caged savage. He enters an underground forge where his fellow Mandalorians live in hiding. He gives the Baskerard to the armorer, a female Mandalorian who smelts the metal into a new shoulder piece. She tells him that the Baskerard was stolen under the Great Purge and that it's good to see it return to their people. She molds it into a piece of armor right there, symbolizing not just an upgrade but a return to Mandalorian pride. And that's where we leave off. A mysterious giant, a quiet, powerful bounty hunter, and the galaxy still feeling the shadows of the Empire. Little do we know, then the Djarin's next move will change his life and the galaxy forever. And that's it for today's episode of Screen and Sip. What did you think of this amazing premiere? Did that bar fight give you chills? And how cold was that warm or cold line? Drop your thoughts in the comments, like, and don't forget to subscribe for more scene by scene breakdowns. Next time on Screen and Sip, we'll continue this space western ride with chapter 2 and maybe a little green surprise. Bye!